Hello everybody, Gliderman here. So today we're back with some Java programming, and we're going to be working more on using the system in scanner stuff. So for right now, we're just going to go and delete this, and delete this method down here. So now, we're going to say system.out, and then we're going to print line, and then what we're going to say is guess a number between 0 and 100. How about that? Just like that. So we're going to make it a guessing game. So let's go up here, and we're going to do an integer for a max, and we're going to make that 100, and we gotta assign that there. And then we're going to have our minimum be 0. So between 0 and 100, so numbers 1 through 99 will be valid. And so what we're going to do is we're going to want an integer. So we're going to have this be our guess, and we're going to do scan.next int, just like that. And then we're going to be using some if statements to check and make sure that it's not greater than or equal to 0 or 100. So we're going to start by just typing if, add a space, and do an open parentheses. Now we're going to check and see if guess is less than or equal to the minimum value. If it is, then we know that that's not a good guess. So we're going to do system.out.print line, and then we're going to say that guess is out of the range. Just like that. And we're also going to do an else if, and we're going to make sure that it's not greater than or equal to the 100. We're going to do guess is greater than or equal to, and then max, and then we're going to do system.out.println that guess is out of the range, just like that. And now down here we're going to have it our else. So basically this will say if it's less than that, do this. If it's greater than this, do this. And then anywhere else, we know that it's inside those two variables. So now we're going to do an equation to figure out if it's the proper number. So first we need that number. So we're going to just do random number. We're just going to call it like that, and we're going to assign it a default value of 0. We'll get back to assigning that later. And now we're going to do another if statement to check and see if that number that you guessed is either higher or lower than the random number that they're supposed to guess. So now we're going to do if the guess is less than the random number, then we want to say system.out.println you guessed too low. Now we're going to do another else if, still within this else statement. And we're going to say if the guess is greater than the random number, then we want to tell them that it's too high. So we're going to do system.out.println you guessed too high. Like that. And then else, well, we know that they guessed the right number. So we want to say system.out.println you guessed the right number. Okay, so now we kind of want to make that loop, so that we can keep guessing until we get it right. So we're going to select all of that, and then we're going to do source from the menus at the top of your screen, and then what we want to do is we want to click shift right, and that'll just shift everything over so that we don't have to do that. So now we're going to do a while loop, and it's going to be while we have not, using an exclamation mark, guessed correctly. While we have not guessed correctly, then it will loop through there. And here we're going to assign guessed correctly to true. So up here, let's just make a Boolean value that's local to this constructor, and we're going to call it guessed correctly, and we're going to default it to false. So now, while you have not guessed correctly, it will continue to tell you whether your guess was out of the range, or too high, or too low, until you guess the right number. So, let's go right here, and what we're also going to do is we're going to add a break. And basically that'll say, don't do anything while in this while loop anymore, we're gonna cut out of it. And so down here, we're going to just say system.out.println, and we're going to say guess again. And then it will take the next integer and then guess, and then compute your guess. So, we also need to do this random number. So we need to make a random variable so that we can use it. So we're just going to call it ran generator, just like that. And we're just going to use that as our random number generator. So we need to make a new random generator, like that. And it's probably going to tell us that we need to import it from java.util. And then here, we can do random number, which we have up here, and then we're going to assign that to rangen.nextInt, like that. And I'm just going to give us a little bit of space to work with there. And then we're going to go up here, I'm going to click this run button. Over here, it's going to tell us to guess a number between 0 and 100. So let's test our program, and we'll try -10. And it's going to tell us that guess is out of the range. And even though your cursor is up here, it should type down here. So if we do 10, we guessed too low. So let's try 60. Too low again. How about 90? Too low. 99. Too low. Okay, so we've encountered our first bug. The random number generator does not have a limit to how high it will go. So let's just click this little red box here to close the program, and then we'll clear the console by clicking that gray X. So what we need to do is we need to use a new thing, and it's the percent. Now that kind of sounds weird, but basically that'll do a divide by whatever number is on this side, so let's just say 100, and then it will say, okay, now what's the remainder of that? And that's a very convenient way to get something from 0 to 100. However, in our case, we want to be up to 99, and then we're going to wrap it in parentheses. This is going to get a little bit tricky. And then we're going to add 1 to it, because that'll go from 0 to 98 here, and then the plus 1 will go from 1 to 99, which is our number range. So we'll save that, and while we're at it, we're also going to change this so that it reflects our min-max here, so that we only need to change the maximum in one place, and we don't have to worry about changing it down here. So we're simply going to add 2 double quotes, we're going to add 2 pluses, and then inside that, we're going to just say min. And that will insert the min number into there. Here, we can just delete that last part, and then we can just add a plus and then a max. So it will attach all of those together when it starts up. So let's click run again. And it tells us to guess a number between 0 and 100. Let's just guess 50. Ah, we guessed too high. Let's try 25. Too low. And then 33. Too low. 45. Too low. Okay, so we know it's somewhere between 50 and 45. Let's try 47. Hey, we got it! Okay, so that's a simple usage of while loops, if statements, random number generators, and I hope you liked this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!